Hey, welcome back to another daily update, and today a little uplift in excitement. I was out at Jiu-Jitsu last night. Did this big 2.5 hour seminar, which included 10 of the UK's best instructors lining up and taking it in turn to teach 100 plus students, people like myself from various Jiu-Jitsu schools around the local area. Some of their favorite moves and techniques, and I took a lot away from that. I'm pretty tired today, and I've already tried to start trying to articulate and process some of the things that I learned last night. Not just the technical stuff, but kind of what it means from a metaphorical and philosophical standpoint as well. Can't help but look for parallels between the things I see in sport and exercise and such like, and real life, and how things can apply to other people as well. So that was an interesting thing. I'm sure that over the coming days, those ideas, those thoughts, those lessons will formulate in my mind. Anyway, today was this little uplift in excitement, and I want to talk about visualization today and how powerful it can be as something to keep you motivated, to keep you on track. And it's certainly something that I've used a lot this year. I've talked about connecting the what to the why on several occasions where, especially with these videos, I knew right at the beginning, back in January, I wouldn't feel like doing a video a day every single day. Yet here I am, 201 days later, still going strong with daily videos. And the reason I was able to build the momentum to get that goal and that habit established was because every time I sat down to do a video, every time I still sit down to do one of these videos, it represents something. It represents a step towards this big end goal and the reasons why that is important. So the what, the video, and the why of kind of the reasons, the motivating factors behind why I've set this as a goal to establish myself as a professional motivational wellbeing speaker in 2018. So along the way, though, there are various things, there are various stepping stones, things that happen. And my mentor, well, one of my mentors calls them moments of achievement. So they are the moments where you know you've achieved your goal, or you're part way to achieving a goal. If you were losing weight, for example, the moment of achievement would be you stand in the scales, you see a particular number on the scales, and that is your moment of achievement. That's how you know you're on the right track. For me, one of those things obviously is getting on stages and having the opportunity to present to audiences. But along the way, there are stepping stones towards that. And the more of these stepping stones that I can create in my mind, that I can visualize, the easier it is to stay on track. That's kind of a motivating thing for me. And one of those things is this brown envelope, which I have in my hand. Now, this was delivered to me today, which made me kind of think of talking about this in the daily update. This brown envelope has just come directly from DBA Speakers, my speaking agent, and Diana sends me one of these every time a contract has been agreed with a speaking client. So this one in particular is for the Milton Park event in September, which I'm really looking forward to speaking at. It's the one that I kind of moved on from mentally a few months ago because I wasn't sure if it was going to go ahead, and nothing was really happening with it, and they'd put it back to September instead of being May. And so I kind of closed it off that, well, if something comes of it, then great, but there's nothing else I can do to keep chasing it. So I'll shut it down and focus on other things. And then that came back, and they said, yes, we really want me to speak to Diana. We really want George to speak at the event. Think it'd be a good fit, blah, 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 blah. So the next step from that is that I get this contract sent out, which I have to sign, send back to Diana, and the client does the same thing, and then we go ahead with a briefing call. So that's kind of the process. But receiving one of these brown envelopes, and inside is the contract. It's great, actually. So Diana always puts some little chocolates in there as well, which I give to the kids. So there's the contract here in duplicate, so I keep a copy, send a copy back to her. And then there's the magic blue envelope as well. So Diana puts one of these SAEs into the envelope as well that I can send back. And I could just scan it and send it back to her, but actually there's something really ceremonial about filling it in, signing it, folding it up, putting it into that big blue envelope, and then taking it to the letterbox and posting it. And that's one of the things that for me is a kind of a moment of achievement. That's a step in the right direction. So it's not just the getting on stage and delivering. It's the receiving and the receiving of the contract and the kind of processing of that. Now, Maybe at some point that won't hold such kind of a little jink of excitement as it does at the moment. But I'm kind of hoping that those sorts of things will always be of interest to me. They'll always be exciting to me. They'll always mean something to me. And it's certainly one of the things that at the moment I use in my sort of visualization. I don't do masses of visualization, but certainly I'll think about certain things and I tend to do it kind of first thing in the morning because I get up, drink a couple of pints of water, and whilst I'm drinking 2 pints of water, I've got 2 or 3 minutes. So I stand by the sink and I visualize, I kind of create these mental movies in my mind, and one of them is receiving these lovely brown envelopes on a much more regular basis, kind of getting 1 or 2 every single week coming through the letterbox, and it's become, oh, there's another one, but still having that significance that it has at the moment. Visualizing the moment of achievement, visualizing stepping stones along the way to your ultimate goal, I believe is a very, very powerful and effective way of keeping you on track. It's not about manifesting. I know there's lots written about the law of attraction, and this isn't the same as that, I don't believe. This is much more about keeping the focus, just like these daily videos are for me to keep my focus on this goal, doing the things that need to be done. I had a conversation with a client today. In fact, he was talking about this book, which I haven't actually read. It was lent to me by a friend of mine, Nigel, and I haven't read it yet, but I will do. Nigel said it's a very good book, and my client who I saw today, who I'll talk a bit more about tomorrow actually, he said it was a very good book as well, and there's one particular story in there that he talked about, which was back in the 20s, somebody went to JP Morgan and said, look, if I can write down on a piece of paper something that will create incredible success for you, would you give me a check for $25,000? JP Morgan said, yes, okay. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's other bits to the story. And he wrote down 2 things on the piece of paper. And of course, everyone wants to know what the 2 things were on the piece of paper. The first thing was to write a list of all the things that you need to do in order to bring about success. That was the first thing. So write down a list of all the things you need to do. So basically, it was a to-do list. So write down a to-do list. The second thing was to do it. And it's as simple as that. Write a list, know what you need to do, and then go ahead and do it. Right now, I'm in the process of doing as many of the things on my list that I possibly can, being as efficient and as effective. And I know that there's more that I could be doing. I feel like I've upped my game to maybe 60%, but I've still got a massive chunk of potential. Things that I'm not doing, energy that I could be expending more efficiently and effectively. And I'm excited about the next 6 to 18 months where I'm going to unleash more of that potential. That's the way I see things at the moment. So those little moments of achievement along the way, like getting contracts through the post, the kind of the visualization, the kinesthetic, all of those things for me are really, really important and really powerful because they keep me on track. Because I know that all the things that I'm doing now, they're not all generating loads and loads of business right now. But I also know that they're going to have that cumulative effect. They're going to have an impact. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be next week. It might not be next month. But at some point, everything that I'm doing right now is going to start coming together. And it's all about belief, right? You have to keep believing. You have to keep doing the things that you need to do. So that's what I wanted to share with you today about a little bit about visualization, motivation, and the all-important just getting stuff done, just doing the things that need to be done. So I will be back again tomorrow. I had some feedback today from, as I said, the client who was talking about this book here, Legacy, which is about the All Blacks, but it's obviously not just about rugby. So I had some feedback from him today, and I will share some of that tomorrow once I've had a time to really properly process it all. It's all good and positive, kind of moving things in the right direction. So that's my check-in for today. Subscribe, like the video, do all those good things if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy the kind of the ramblings, and you enjoy keeping up to date with the progress or not that I'm making, and in the goal of in pursuit of the goal to establish myself as a motivational well-being speaker, then please do subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified each time I put a new video up, which is a daily thing at the moment. I'll be back again tomorrow with another update. Bye for now.